Same thing, but shorter?
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to another edition of Rockin Comics. I'm Zach.
I'm Amy.
Today, we're going over comics, Rockin Comic of the Week, Amy's awesome stuff, and a quick trip into the archives.
That's what she said, by the way.
I'm not even sure which one you meant.
Same stuff, but shorter.
Oh, that's hurtful.
Moving on.
Moving on. Today, my pull list for this week, that's what she said, was also not very long.
Just keep coming. That's what she said.
So, see, size don't matter.
It's going to be one of those.
Long story short, I picked up 4 books, 2 of which were on my pull list, 2 I just picked up randomly. First random book was Kirby Genesis #2. Meh.
Confusing.
Art was a bit confusing as well, a little busy. I'm not familiar enough with the Kirby universe to really appreciate what's going on. I don't think it's necessarily their fault. I think it's more my fault. It's me, not them. But I think we're breaking up.
Still breaking up.
I think we are.
It's best to just go your separate ways sometimes.
I think that's going to happen. While I appreciate Kurt Busiek and the artwork involved, I think I'm done with it. That's just how it goes. Next up, American Vampire #17. I'm never done with this book. I just decided that this gets Rockin Comics series, kind of like we just declared Super Dinosaur a Rockin Comics series, because anytime it comes up, it's going to be a Rockin Comic, and we know that, so it gets a default designation as Rockin Comic, but it's series. So there you go. Moving on to Secret Avengers numero 15. Fear Itself tie-in. This is a prime example of why I do not like tie-ins. Didn't have much to do with Fear Itself. Didn't have hardly anything to do with Secret Avengers. And nothing of import really happened.
And this cover is completely deceptive. This has nothing to do with what occurs in the book.
No.
I don't. Whatever.
No. She shot her guns. When she came in with guns, there she's got her little wrist rockety thingies.
And yeah.
And so it's basically a character study of Black Widow. She's sad because Bucky Cap is dead and trying to find out why a tabloid said he's not. And then the redeeming quality of this book is they talk about superhero death in it. And they make some
death.
They make some valid points about it. And so it was ironic to see it look upon the medium through the eyes of someone in the book itself. So for that was the redeeming quality for me.
Yes.
Story-wise, I was okay with it. It's just that within the grander scheme of the series and the tie-in. So
really?
Apparently.
Wow.
Yeah. So that moves us to the Rockin Comic of the Week, which is Project Superman #2, tie-in with the Flashpoint. Now, see, this is a tie-in that I appreciate. It gives you some history about why there's no Superman when Flashpoint occurs. So you're getting history into a world that you just discovered, which I find unique. And while it's a brand new story, I'm completely intrigued at this point of how they're going to resolve it. Because the first issue, you and I were both like, what the balls is going on?
Because it was like a Captain America story.
Yes! And I almost didn't want to continue, but I saw it on the shelf, and I was like, kind of light this week, I'll pick it up to see where it goes. Very happy with where it went. There are some nitpicky things that I could pick apart, but why bother?
It went somewhere. That's the difference between this book and that book.
So much so.
It actually went somewhere.
Exactly. So, and like you said, the kid on the cover who is Superman kind of looks like the boy.
Like the guy from Monster House.
It
even looks like this could be out of Monster House.
And I like Monster House.
It cracks me up.
But I didn't realize that until you said it.
It's just funny to me.
It is funny.
It's okay.
So, Project Superman #2
Rockin Comic
of the week.
Yup.
And that brings us to Amy's awesome stuff.
Yay! New theme song every week. We're just
there
gonna
we
keep
go.
mixing it up. We did a DS series last week, Phoenix Wright.
Yes.
This week we're doing another DS series, which is called Professor Layton.
Ooh.
Professor Layton. He's this English gentleman that solves puzzles.
Right. It's a wee bit of a puzzle.
It's actually an adventure game.
With puzzles in it.
Adventure game almost conjures up the wrong image, but I think it's still technically an adventure game.
You don't mean adventure game like dun 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 dun.
I don't mean like, like Super Mario adventure game,
Oh.
But it's still an adventure game.
Okay.
And you have to solve various different puzzles to progress through the game. All kinds of puzzles. You have logic puzzles. you have to do math. I always like the ones where they, like, it's like one of those riddles where they've given you the answer, but they're trying to be tricky, and you're like, no, I've caught on to you. I know exactly what the answer is. This is a trick question. I like those ones. They make me feel smart. Which could be why I like the series. I
There
know.
you go.
It makes me feel smart sometimes. Also makes you feel dumb when you're like, I don't know the answer! I have to look on the walkthrough online. I give up. Because some of them, you know, you start out, it's really easy, but you get through the game, and by the time you're almost through the game, you're starting going, this is getting a little, like, you spend longer and longer on your puzzles.
Well, that would be a craptastic game if it were the exact opposite. If the
It's
hardest
really
puzzle
fun.
were getting into it, you'd be like, well, this is ballsy. I hate
I
this.
don't know what I'm going to do.
And then the last one was like, you know, what's the square root of 9? Seriously? 3, boom, done, I win!
I don't know, actually, that would be interesting social experiment to reverse that.
We'll work on
And
that.
see.
That'll be the first Rockin Comic video game.
It's really hard to start, and then it gets easier. Like, you have incentive to go on, because it gets easier.
And we'll call it That's What She Said.
That's what she said.
It's a full circle. The circle of comedy life, kids, happening right here in front of you. And there
I
you go.
like it. I think it's a great series. There's 3 out already. The 4th one's coming out at the end of this year. There's a Professor Layton, Phoenix Wright tie-in, like, conglomerate, what do you call it?
Tie-in?
Crossover game coming out for the 3DS, which I don't have. And probably won't, even though they cut the price on it. You can read the blog or listen to the podcast for more on the price cut on the 3DS.
I can give you a little hint. They're going to have to cut it more if they want me to buy it. I'm just saying.
It's a decent amount, but still not enough for me.
Yes.
But, you know, if they were like, okay, well, we're putting out 30 Professor Layton games and 30 Phoenix Wright games and they're all on the 3DS, I'd be like, damn it, now I gotta buy one. 100 and what? Hold
100
on.
how much?
I would do it.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Like you
got-
said, the games make the system, and while
Yep.
the system makes the games, you have to have both, and if you only have one, you just got a system.
Right.
So,
here's a system game for the Nintendo DS that's out that if you don't have, you can buy it for like $80.
the system, not the
Go
game.
get the system for $80, and the games I think are 20 to 30.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, that's actually why I kind of got into it because it was a $20 game.
See?
I buy games when they're $20, even if I'm not exactly sure.
Me too. Cheap.
Yeah.
I prefer to think of it as frugal. And economically smart. Possibly challenged, but...
Nah.
So... Hey, look, it's a new Archives, and it's a weird one for me because it's new to me, but it's kind of not really my Archives, but it was in a trade paperback. I picked it up. I saw a free issue of the first one online for free, I think at Comixology. It's called The Sixth Gun, and it's a really fabulous series. I've got the first trade read. It's the first 6 issues. I have the second one to read, the next 6, obviously. It's a Western vibe with magic guns, supernatural vibes, a bad guy, a good guy, a bad girl, a good girl, a lot of conflict, horses, guns, shoot 'em up. It's really fun.
Sounds like good to me.
It is fun. It's fun, and the guns are magic. One shoots fire, one raises the dead, one heals wounds. A gun that heals wounds. That one's got me a little, but it does.
No, I swear, just hold still.
Watch! So, that one took me a little by surprise. In spite of it all, really well done. The art's well done. It's written really well. The story's really, really cool. So, I'm a fan. That's my archive pick, is The Sixth Gun by Oni Press. Go look for it, get the trades like I did, and pick it up and start picking up the individual comics. You will not be sorry.
Awesome. I guess we're done.
I guess so. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. In the coming week, I think next week I'll probably talk more about going up to Wizard World in Chicago. I'm going to do that in 2 weeks because I think that's when that's happening. I got to check my schedule, but I'll be going up there. So in 2 weeks, Rockin Comics may be odd, like maybe non-existent, but we'll see. So I'm doing that, and hopefully I'll be able to hammer out maybe an interview before then with someone that's going to be there. We'll see how that goes.
That'd be awesome.
Hopefully.
I don't get to go again.
This one.
Me and my dog, seriously.
What are you going to do? Priorities. Living critter, comic books.
Well, he is cute.
There's that. There is that. So until next time, I'm Zach.
I'm Amy.
Bye.
Bye.